welcome to Healthier Happy Hour. Ooh, I am Kiersten. We are always here for a good time. Happy to be here. Episode 24.
Let's go. What's up? I'm Carli, and we're so excited to take you along for this ride. We are here to help you get healthy and feel better, connect in your relationships, and enjoy your life while you do it. So let's go. We're pumped.
Let's go. And I'm practicing what I preach. This was one of our episodes this summer. Hydrating. Here we are hydrating. Cheers to hydrating. You too. Good. I like
Cheers
it.
to hydrating. Yeah.
All right. So cheers to you listening and making it here and prioritizing your health in this way. And we do hope, it's one of our goals, that our coaching, our programs, this podcast makes it fun, healthier and happier. And we're just excited to be here and excited to dive in. So I am interested to hear one of our traditions, cheers or tears. And we've dabbled in different ways of expressing this. Mm-hmm. But whatever way we choose, it ends up being helpful. And sometimes even one of the things that we're like, at the end of the episode or the end of the coaching session, we're like, that specific part made it healthy because then we were able to do something with it coaching wise. So what's a cheers or tears for you today, Carli?
Yeah, honestly, it was perfect how you started because I was like, you know what? This is so simple, but my biggest celebration, most consistent thing that I'm proud of myself for recently has been drinking my water. I made it a goal this summer and then we did an episode on it and I was like, this is it. I have been slacking so hard being at home drinking water, which is such a simple thing, but I just neglect it. And I am normally the person who is chugging water at restaurants. I carry my water bottle around. I'm always drinking water. And for whatever reason, the last 6 months, I just haven't been doing that. It's just been neglected. And so, we did that. We recorded that episode and I was like, that's it. This is one of my goals this summer, a little mini goal. And I've been really proud of myself. I've been drinking just around a gallon, every day, which is pretty high.
And that will get you going to the bathroom more, which will get you more steps.
All the time. Yeah, it makes me all the time. But I used to do that regularly. That was just my routine baseline for me, operating. Right. And it's been so hot this summer, so it's been perfect. So I've been really proud of myself. And I just fill this guy up, handful of times a day and we get it done.
That's awesome. Cheers to you. Cheers to you. And I don't know if we mentioned this in the episode, but I like that you said that you fill your water bottle up a certain amount of times. Yep. And sometimes something simple like making sure you calculate what your goal is in ounces or whatever the quantity is. And then think about your normal day-to-day life and okay, how many times do I need to fill this particular glass up or this bottle up or whatever it is for you. And I'm glad that you mentioned that because little strategy things like that, if we just breeze past them or don't assess every once in a while when our routine changes, it can get, put on the back burner. So way to bring water to the front burner, baby.
You know it, girl. You know it.
Yay. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you look good. I mean, you always look good. So, but good job.
Thank you.
We got our summer glow going and hydrating up.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to start, thinking about it, we've just crossed over into August and I don't know if this is a blessing and curse. I do think ahead a lot.
No way.
One of my goals to be present. But it's also a strength to plan and to be intentional as you enter in a new season. And once it becomes August, I think of two things. I think of savoring the rest of my summer. And I think of school starting, to be honest.
Yep.
School starting.
She said it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't want it to sneak up on you this year. And I want you to prioritize whatever healthier or happier is for you. And so I just wanted to start talking about that today and see where it leads us. And I have a fun, we'll see if it's in this episode or maybe in the next episode, I will share a really fun tradition that we've been doing for years that is like so cool. And maybe you'll want to adopt your version of that or the same way we do it in your family's life too. So let's talk about those two goals. If you're like, oh, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Let's think of some strategy behind savoring your summer.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about as we look into, first steps to if you're part of the world of school starting, if you're a teacher, if you're a student, if you have kids, if you're just in that world. Like I've lived in college towns, and so it did not matter if I had kids or not. It always operated based on the school year.
Yeah.
So anyway, talk to me about how you plan to let's just go with your strategy. And if you think about savoring your summer, what your thoughts are around that, Carli.
Yeah. Savoring your summer. It just sounds yummy, first of all. Sounds so yummy. I think this is honestly like, I'm very interested in this topic because this is something that is a struggle for me. Like as someone, I've operated my whole life on a school schedule, and even as, a teacher for many years, like I spent a majority of my professional life in the classroom. And so once July kind of hit, it was like, ooh, or like mid-July, it would feel like, ooh, summer's over, and now being in August, it's like, oh, summer's really over. What do I do? Kind of that feeling would sort of sink in. And so I'm very interested in this topic because I feel like it's always been hard for me to do. It's always been hard for me to maintain some sort of presence and enjoying things in the moment. So honestly, I'm kind of on the opposite end of things, I would say, for this one. Like where I would normally be like coaching people through this, I'm on the side of like, oh yeah, this is hard. This is very hard. How do we do this?
Yeah.
How do we do this, Kiersten?
And so what do you think is a thing that comes up in your head that stops you from savoring your summer?
Yeah. I think immediately it is the fear of it ending. It's like, which sounds really silly when you say that out loud. You're like,
no.
Carli, what does that mean?
Like, so what is the fear of it ending? Well, we know it's going to end.
The fun, the adventure, the like freedom, flexibility, the, like all the things that summer entails. When you think about summer, it's like the long nights, the late nights, the flexibility. If you've got kids, like having they stay up a little bit later, or you get to do different things with them that you don't get to do during the school year, or you just maybe have a little bit more flexibility in your job or things like that, and when you think about the beginning of school, as exciting as that can be for like a fresh start, new routines, that's beautiful and wonderful. And I love that. It's also like wait, but I have to let go of this other thing that I love too.
Yeah.
So it's the fear of it ending.
Yeah. And I like your specificity. Ooh, I said it. First time. First try, I said it. I like your specificity in your examples. So I don't know, what comes to my mind is, what if you were able to pepper in? Well, first, I just love the idea of you writing down specific things that you love about summer and then bringing taste of that into your weekend or your evenings, whatever it might be, into your fall schedule too. Or what in fall feels like too big of a word. Let's go with once school starts. bringing that into your schedule,
Yeah.
like a taste of it. What comes to mind is I have a colleague that during the summer, she like has been staying in a cabin and working from her cabin.
Mhm.
And like, so I can see her background sometimes when she doesn't have a virtual background. And it's like, and we had an early morning meeting the other day, and she's like, I've got, her husband and her did their morning routine. It was so awesome. They like build a fire in the morning and they have their coffee together. And I was just like so inspired by hearing her say this. I was like, wow, that is impressive. All before 8 a.m. Good job. And I said, like, do you bring that into your school year at all? And at first she's like, oh no. But then she's like, well, she and her husband do prioritize having their alone time as they drink their coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
And she has like a wide range of kids, and her youngest kid is like old enough to be self-sufficient type thing, that is like a good time for them. So I think it might be cool for us all to write down. Here's your invitation for action. Let's write down the things we love about summer. Be specific. And then there's no commitment yet, but like, how could we get creative of peppering in ideas for our once school starts routine? And I want you to just start this process, but don't have to add one more thing to your routine or anything like that. I just want you to start getting creative about it. And then that takes away some of the tension and anxiety, at least for me, because sometimes I'm like, I can tend to, I don't want you to pressurize the situation. I want you to be like, drop your shoulders. What does the word savor feel like to you? It feels like, delicious, delight. So what is delightful about your summer, and what would you like to bring in to your school year?
Yeah.
As we enter in that next season. And then the only little teaser, since I did say that second step, I want to just touch on is, as you start to think of the school year, what's a feeling you want that to be incorporated? Like what feeling do you want to have as you start to set that intention for your school year? Before you start to plan the, nuts and bolts about it, let's just start by like, what would be delightful? Like we have this beautiful blank slate, and we know from habit formation that it's like a gift. You don't need it for a new habit or an upgrade to your habits or your routines. But it is a gift. So let's not breeze past that gift or leave it unopened. So start to think about, how could you use that gift of that school year, that fresh start, and what kind of feeling do you want to go into that season with?
Yeah.
So,
oh, that's so good.
You've been so vulnerable. Let's just end with a little more vulnerability from you, Carli. Let your shoulders drop. And I just want you to, how do you want to feel going into your school year?
I want to feel relaxed and free. So I feel during the summer. I feel relaxed. And I want to feel relaxed and free going into the school year.
I love it. So good, so good. So once we have our list, so that's our homework. If you want that invitation.
Oh, I'm doing it personally. I'm like,
yeah. And then circle anything that goes with relaxed and free for you too. Yeah. Like anything you love about your summer that also feels like relaxed and free, circle those, and then let's get creative and brainstorm about what that could look like. Don't limit yourself. Let's be free with our creativity. And I'm just so pumped that you were like, nope, coaches need coaching.
Yeah.
We all struggle with things, and we want to be real with you that it's the work. Like, it's amazing when we do it, but no one can do it for us.
No.
So, where can people find us? And then I want to hear what about this was healthier and happier for you.
Yeah. So we would love for you to come find us on Instagram. You can find us at Healthier Happier Hour. You can also scroll down to the description, find all of our links there if you want to connect with us or get in touch somehow, and send us your questions so we can find us and answer your questions here on the podcast as well. And then would you ask me, how is this healthier or happier for me? I mean, honestly, just having a place to like voice and say, hey, oh, yeah, me too. Like, this is also difficult for me. You know, I struggle with balancing being present in the moment I'm in right now and looking ahead. Like, that's difficult. And how do I like tango between those two things and enjoy it in the middle of this kind of season? So just being able to like share that with you and you giving some very practical ways to handle that while also like coaching me through it was, I mean, super helpful and healthy. So I'm excited. I got some homework to do. I'm ready.
Yay! I'm proud of you. All right, so let's end. Know that one, we're cheering for you, and let's end with dropping our shoulders once again. And know you showed up here for a reason, and we're so grateful you're here. All right, let's do this thing. We're cheering for you.
Yes,